Madrid, the fantastic arena which seats some 15,000 fans. Stay with us throughout the evening as we have to host Spain versus Senegal to come. France finished in third position in Group A with a 3-2 record. And Croatia finished in second position in Group B in Sevilla. France played their opening games in Granada. The two teams joined themselves here in Madrid in an elimination game. Get a look at one of the young talents that will be on display, Dario Saric, and you can see the camera crew get all of the images as we bring you action from the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup. Well, the Croatian players, led by coach Jasmin Rapesha, ready to take their position on the floor. There's Ante Tomic, the pivot for the Croatians, and he's just waiting to hear his name. The PA announcer brings him onto the floor, and things are underway here in Madrid. Tomic plays his professional basketball here in Spain. He's played for both sides of the Spanish divide, started with Real Madrid and now plays for FC Barcelona. There's the talented Bojan Bogdanovic for Croatia, their leading scorer, certainly a player that the French will have to be aware of. Bojan Bogdanovic, the go-to player for the Croatians. He averages 20 points per game in the top 10 in the scoring leaders in the competition. There's coach Jasmin Rapesha, coach of Croatia. Here's the French team that are led by coach Vincent Collet. Les Bleus of France will be in their white uniforms this evening. And John, we've seen the French 5 times now, having covered them in Granada. What impresses you about their game?
Well, we were wondering how they were going to deal with Tony Parker's absence. And I'll tell you what, Thomas Hurtel and also Diop have done an excellent job. They're basically splitting time, and I think they've done incredibly well. Also, the young center, Geoffrey Laverne, he's leading the team in rebounds and in points scored. He's been a nice surprise. He's only playing 18 minutes per game, by the way, also, and leading in those categories. Of course, we know about Batum, who's just spectacular to watch. And Boris Diaw is so important to this team.
Well, we'll see if Vincent Collet keeps his bench a little shorter than usual, and maybe Laverne will get some more minutes, because this is an elimination game. The players take their positions on the floor. And we will pause now in the arena, rise to our feet, and honor the national anthems of France and Croatia. Croatian national anthem, our beautiful homeland, officially adopted in 1972.
The referees for this game are
French national anthem, La Marseillaise, written in 1792. The tune became a rallying cry for the French Revolution, and it was the French team which revolted last summer in the Eurobasket 2013 in Slovenia. The French dethroned the Spanish. The Spanish were looking to become 3-time European champions, but a Tony Parker-led French took the title. Of course, John, Tony Parker not here, and you've quite rightly indicated that there's been some fantastic point guard play from Thomas Hurtel and Antoine Diot for the French. A surprise for us, and really, if you're a French fan, very pleased with the way those two guards have played.
Oh yes, you definitely, Leon. You have to be happy with the younger players from the French team. They're stepping in and doing well. Also, Rudy Gobert has shown some promise. Besides those other young players, Kim Tilly's also on the roster this year for the first time. So it's a little bit of the changing of the guard. They have such a deep reservoir of talent, this French country. We've seen so many star basketball players come out of there, and it just doesn't end.
Well, here's a look at the Croatian team that are going to try and beat the French tonight. It's the number 7, Bojan Bogdanovic, John, who averages 20 points for Croatia. He is their go-to man.
Definitely is their go-to man. He's on the floor 33 minutes each game. His scoring average is 6th best that we've seen so far in the group play, but we'll see. He can hit from deep, but he's got a big body. He'll go inside and play on the block.
Here's a look at the starting 5 for Croatia. So it's Lafayette at the point, Bogdanovic, Shimon on the wings, and the young talent, Dario Saric, John. Somebody I saw when he was in the under-19 World Championships a couple of summers ago, and he's improved and gotten better from year to year.
What do you think about his motor? That's a big guy that plays so hard. He's got such a great feel for the game. He can pass the ball. This guy is someone to watch. We'll have fun watching him tonight.
Here's the French lineup. It's Hurtel, the number 4 at point, and Antoine Diot, number 6, who will play the point guard position by committee. And John, we're looking at Nicolas Batum, the number 5, and Boris Diaw, and France need big games for both of those stars to have any chance today to beat Croatia.
Yes, Batum, we know he's capable of leading this team, and he's done it so far. But Diaw is the wild card. Diaw means so much because he can get it going for himself by scoring, but he's so good at passing. He's so experienced. We've seen him inside hit some shots inside, pass near the basket, but he can also step out and hit that 3-point shot.
His natural tendency is to be a facilitator, a great passer from the low and mid post. Sometimes we saw him in group play, John. He was a little bit over exuberant with passes, a little bit too unselfish, and today you wonder, will Vincent Collet say to him, hey, Boris, sometimes you might need to put us on your back and get some points. Here's the 2 stars, Bogdanovic on the right and Batum on the left. And this is a wonderful opening sequence here throughout all of the games in the group phases. Some youngster brings out the match ball and presents it to the official. It's always been a heartwarming scene here in the FIBA Basketball World Cup.
That's right, mentioning Boris Diaw. The Croatian coaching staff is well aware of his importance to the team. Let's see how they try to match up with Boris Diaw. They mentioned to it when we were talking to them earlier. They know that that's a key figure on this French team.
It's Coach Yasmin Repesha, the coach of Croatia. He's in his 2nd stint at the helm of the Croatian team. France led by that man there, Vincent Collet, who led the French in the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup, and then he will never have to buy a meal for himself in Strasbourg again. Collet led France to the European Championships gold medal last summer, 2013 in Ljubljana. Well, good evening and welcome to Madrid. Welcome to the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup. We're in the top 16 phase of the competition, the elimination format. From here on out, it is one and done. It is France in the white uniforms, Croatia in the red. France come into tonight's game ranked 8th in the world according to the FIBA ranking systems, and Croatia 16th. Early touch to Diaw, and there's the pass we know Diaw for. He'll give it to Gelibal, who's fouled on his way to the basket.
Simon got him on his way to the basket. first. I like that indication from the French team. They're looking to get the ball inside. They went to Diao right away. He went to work on Šarić.
End-line ball for the French. Hertel comes off a double screen. Nice pass inside to Diao, and Diao missed the reverse layup all the way over the rim.
He rushed the shot. There's a lot of trees on this Croatian team. More than half their team is 6'10" or taller.
Number 4, Ante Tomic, the tallest player for Croatia. He gets a touch inside the low post. He has such soft hands. His shot just wouldn't fall for him. Tomic stands 2 meters 17, 7'1". There's Lovern, wants it back, doesn't get it from Hertel. And again, another touch to Diao. Diao goes at Šarić. Shovels a pass to Nicola Batum. His shot draws front rim. So France, with 2 opportunities to score, come away with nothing. Here is Bojan Bogdanovic, who brings it down for Croatia. Jelabal guarding Simon tightly.
Good ball pressure by the French.
Excellent defense by the French. Shot clock at 9.
The difficulty the Croatian team had just to get it anywhere near. They can't get their entry passes. Only 9 seconds left on the shot clock.
Simon will come to get it at the top. He'll ride a screen from Tomic. His floater rims out. There's Ante Tomic's length, but he can't convert. Both teams with 2 opportunities to score, and still we're knotted up at 0 each here in the first game in the knockout phase for Madrid. Hertel skips a bounce pass to Michael Jelabal. Can he get it going? Jelabal threads a 3 for France. And we've got our first basket from La Palacio de Deportes here in Madrid.
Set up off of Hertel's drive to the deep paint. Collapsed the defense. He found his teammate outside for an open 3.
Here's Šarić on a pin down screen. And Lovern strips Ante Tomic. Bogdanovic from the elbow, and that's up and good. Croatia finally on the board after over 2 minutes. Jelabal will exchange it with Hertel. Hertel calls the play for the French. There's the high screen from Geoffrey Lovern. Nicola Batum returns the ball to Diao. This time the reverse layup. Once again off the mark. So Croatia come back, try to get their noses in front. A show and go by Bogdanovic. He glides down the lane. We've got our first shooting foul of the afternoon. The foul against Geoffrey Lovern for France.
This is what we've seen from Bogdanovic. He's not settling for those 3-point shots or the perimeter shots. If he can, he tries to get to the basket. He's definitely gained some strength.
See the instant replay of Jelabal's 3 from the corner. We saw Boris Diaw had some words with Geoffrey Lovern about how they want to defend. Bogdanovic misses the first free throw. This to knock the score up at 3 each. Knocks it down, does Bogdanovic. Been the leading scorer for the Croatians in 4 of their 5 opening pool games.
Nice
Lovern, that's absolutely right. Terrific roll, John, and good find by Hertel, but it's the length of the Croatians really which make it difficult. In fact, in this time, impossible for Lovern to convert. Diaw, his pass to Batum, he rises and he gets the shooter's roll on the baby jump shot.
He used that screen well, coming off, he curled tightly, got close to the basket, and like you said, he got a nice roll. He's got a good shooting touch as it is.
So Batum with his first basket of the evening, pass over the top to Bogdanovic. Good vision by Lafayette. Bogdanovic rises, kiss off the glass and in.
That play was set up because Batum was bumping the cutter coming across. Bogdanovic asked for the ball smartly, got in great position.
Batum often loves to curl on screens. He'll give it to Jelabal. Jelabal goes up between 2 red jerseys and he is stripped. Lafayette pushes the head to Bogdanovic. Thought Bogdanovic was going to spot up for a 3 in transition, but slows it down and gives it to Lafayette. Pass intercepted by Batum. Is he going to go 1-on-2? There's the tactical foul by Bogdanovic after the turnover by Lafayette.
tell you what, so far what we've seen is France has been intimidated with this tall Croatian front line, struggling around the basket.
If you like John, France just missed that marquee pivot. They've got Gobert coming off the bench. He's still an unpolished talent, still developing. Lovern a little bit undersized for his position to play the 5. Here's Diaw, a shake and a shimmy, and his fadeaway shot just rims out. So Diaw starts this game 0-3. Šarić in the open court, and he converts. I think if you're a French fan, though, John, you're pleased that Diaw is trying to score and taking some responsibility to create some offense for his team.
Oh, no doubt, he's got to do that. The French team needs him to generate that offense for himself, because that opens up everything else for everybody else.
Jellyball's leaner gets called for the travel. So the French have been lackluster in the half-court offense. Here's Šarić in the open court, little jump stop. Converts over Diaw.
Great ball handling skills. Šarić, we saw him bring the ball up the court. Excellent for his size. Excellent ball handling skills.
Lafayette rides the high screen, gets in the lane. Bounce pass intended for Ante Tomic. Baseline referee gives it to the French. He conferred. He had a look at his colleague, and both referees said it's white ball. Coach Rapasha, you can see in your screen on the right there, is still pleading his case for Croatia. Jellyball trying to post up Simon. We'll lose him off the block now. Jellyball's going to try and get in the paint. Hertel, terrific head and shoulders fake by Hertel, but he draws front rim, and Šarić throws the pass ahead. Diaw breaks up the fast break opportunity.
Nice rebound by Šarić. Spotted. Bogdanov. See if we see this right here. Bogdanovic leaking out on the fast break. Diaw got his hand on it, was able to knock it out of bounds.
Simon again with that left-handed drift. Wouldn't fall. Lovern clears the boards. Now can France get some points in transition? Lafayette stops. John, you remember as a player, you came out in the opening game, it's a pressure game, an elimination. Did the players sometimes show some signs of nerves? France nowhere near as fluid as we've seen them in the group phases.
Yeah, they've changed venues also. French, of course, coming from Granada. Croatia from Sevilla. This is the first time they're on this floor. You can sense a little bit of tightness.
Hertel, top of the key. Now he's got a mismatch. Is he going to attack Šarić on the dribble? He'll move it on one more to Diaw. Diaw can shoot that. And it's 0 for 4 for Boris Diaw. Just struggling to find that shooting touch. Bogdanovic.
He's going to go down low. He likes to get close on that box. That's too easy. French Hertel, if he's matched up with Bogdanovic, he's going to need some help from his teammates.
Good recognition by Bogdanovic to exploit his size advantage over Hertel. Right now, Croatia lead 9-5. Jellyball again wants to get it against Simon in the low post. He'll shoot the fadeaway. That won't fall. Tomic tips it to Šarić in the open court. Simon's going to convert in the fast break. No, he's not. Oh, my heavens. Boris Diaw says, mais no, mon ami.
I'd like to see this replay. Diaw does not get off the floor much, but he has great timing. Look at that, comes over, perfect execution on this block.
Well, Diaw is struggling to fill the bucket, but he protects the goal very well there. Terrific timing by Boris Diaw.
It's a 3-on-1 break. You have to score in those opportunities.
Could this be the spark the French need? Checking in the game is Antoine Diaw for Thomas Hertel. First order of business for him is to guard Lafayette. Lafayette gets deep in the paint. His shot draws front rim again. Now France push the ball down the floor, and Diaw calls the play. Batum, back to Jellyball. Lovern tries to move Tomic. Jump hook. Again, everything's short for the French, John.
Again, we see Croatia is able to defend the French big man on the block, single coverage.
Bogdanovic with the blow by, and somehow he gets it up and in.
There's the strength again of Bojan Bogdanovic. Goes to the basket, and he can absorb that contact and finish.
Batum glides to the basket. His finger roll won't fall. And there's a lid on the basket right now for the French. They trail 11-5. Vincent Collet initially signaled he wanted the timeout. He'll wave it off as Antoine Diot stops the transition. And John, this could be a timely substitute for the French coming in. It's Edwin Jackson. He provides some instant offense off the bench for the French.
He shot very well, very high shooting percentages from both three-point range and also inside the arc. But France is having so much trouble scoring around the rim.
Gelibal runs into Coach Repesha. Coach, you're on the court. You got to expect it. Roko Ukic in for Croatia. Damjan Rudesh feeds the post. Tomic shows good mobility. He goes out. Rudy Gobert. That's an accomplished finish by Croatia. And this time, Vincent Collet wants the timeout. We'll take a break from Madrid. Croatia with an early lead against the French. Well, welcome back to Madrid. John, it's been a tentative start for the French. Played close to 8 minutes in the first quarter, and they just have 5 points.
5 points, and they have been unable to score in the paint as of yet. We've seen single coverage against the French big man or who's ever on the block, and they've just been rushing their shots a little bit and have been unlucky until now.
You had a chance to talk to some of the Croatian coaches before the game, and they really felt that they had to neutralize the influence of Boris Diaw.
Yes, they recognize the importance of Diaw on his team because he can pass. He's such a good passer, great ball handling skills, and he can score. He's a triple threat.
Diaw yet to score. He's wearing the collar, as we say in American parlance. He's 0 for 4. To work a bit of French in there as well, John Parlance. There's Jackson, gets in the lane. Good kick to Diot. Diot to Diaw. Batum, nice up fake by Nicolas Batum. And that'll help the French settle.
It's always important to score after a timeout. All the players got touches on that play. Finish with the man they want, Batum.
Luka Zoric in for Croatia. He gets called for a moving screen. France a chance now to score 2 baskets in succession, something they haven't been able to do thus far. Jackson comes top of the key. Once again, Batum returns the ball to the point guard. Jackson now with the mismatch with Šarić. And we've got a foul against Boris Diaw. Diaw having a strong word with Jackson. John, I think Diaw wanted the ball to go to Batum and then have Batum feed the post.
Yeah, Diaw sent a great screen there, freed up Batum in the court. The problem was the referee called Batum for that foul on this play. I don't know if we'll see it. Moved a little bit. Bogdanovic sold that foul.
Coach Repesha helped the referee with his call there. Bogdanovic didn't get it as quickly as he would have liked. Now he's going to try and go down the wing, and it goes to the basket. Batum with a block from behind. Zoric tries to keep it alive. The French come up with it. Sideline break by the French. Diot's shot no good. Mario Šarić clears the board for Croatia. He'll spot up in the no-pass offense. John, you know that you're going to make that shot if you don't make an entry pass.
And he's added that to his game. We see him rebounding the ball very well and bring it up court. First time we see him stop and hop and hit that.
Jackson's shot is off the mark. John, I feel bad for Jackson. He made the mistake of getting in the lift today with me in the hotel, and we went all the way to the 13th floor. Poor guy. I said to him, do you feel any added pressure coming off the bench? You know, maybe your club team, you're a starter, get more minutes. Do you feel as a sub, national team, fewer minutes? You got to make those shots when you get them. And he said, I do feel the pressure, but not for fear that I'm going to ride the pine if I miss a shot, just because I want to make a contribution for my teammates.
Well, he shot well. He shot 46 through those group phase games, 50% from 2, 46 from 3.
Šarić tries to go by Dio. Shot off balance, off the glass, no good. Carson knew the shot clock was running down. Now Jackson lets fly from half court. And that won't fall. So at the end of your first quarter of play in this, the opening game in Madrid in the top 16 phase of the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup, Croatia lead France 15-7. Here's a look at some statistics. And for the French, John, that one on the left, 2 for 10 from inside the arc. They're surely not going to continue to shoot that poorly as the game goes on.
No, we've seen them in group phase shoot fairly accurate from inside there. I think they're around 62, 63% from inside, around the basket.
Croatia with a 13-7 rebounding differential. That is exactly what you talked about earlier, John, the length of Ante Tomic, the size of Šarić, as they really owned the backboard in the opening quarter against the French. Tomic with 2 rebounds and Dario Šarić with 5 rebounds. Bogdanović pitching in the boards too. He had 4, so great effort by the red jerseys of Croatia.
The most important thing, Leon, that they have to be happy about is they've been able to effectively defend in single coverage down on the block. What typically happens when the ball goes inside, defenses usually have to cover, send at least one player down to help, and that will just open up things on the outside. Croatia has been able to defend one-on-one, single coverage, and that leaves everybody else to stay home with their men.
This is a kind matchup for Ante Tomic against Rudy Gobert. John, they're similar stature, similar builds, and where Ante Tomic, you and I have talked about before, sometimes struggles is if he gets a bigger body leaning on him, moving away from the paint. So Tomic probably fancies that matchup against Gobert.
Yeah, anytime Tomic can get in a position where he can use his excellent footwork, he just really gets all kinds of advantages. He can score with either hand. He's just so smart. He's also a great passer from that post position.
Roko Ukic at the point for Croatia. They come out with Ukic, Zoric, Bogdanović, Šarić, and Damjan Rudej. Bogdanović on the baseline, draws a double team. Good movement of the basketball by the Croatians. Look at how Šarić finds space, but terrific defense. I think it was Nikola Batum with the deflected shot, which leads to the shot clock violation. So good stop by the French.
Great stop. I saw Batum rotating to contest that shot. I was surprised he's able to get there in time to get his hand on it. Great defense.
Batum on the wing, returns the ball to Dio. Just took his eye off it. I think he spotted Gobert going down the lane, did Batum. Here's Evan Fournier in for France. He'll rise from the elbow, and his shot is an air ball.
Again, great defense by the Croatians. They're coming up, they're contesting everything.
It was Šarić who contested that shot there by Evan Fournier. Fournier still struggling to find a role for himself on this French team. Roko Ukic, space, in and out. Gobert with the rebound. France have yet to score in transition. This time the Croatians recover in their numbers. Dio feathers a pass to Gobert, and Gobert with the flush.
There you go. That's what you got to do. You got to get him the ball up high, on the move. You see him dive to the basket here, catch the ball. Pass was thrown over his head. He was able to catch that and finish.
That fantastic sky cam in option and in operation. I beg your pardon. Maybe that bird's eye view. Bogdanović. He'll settle for the mid-range jumper. That's off the mark. Batum with the rebound.
Gobert's done better last couple times in defensive pick and roll coverage.
Batum draws the contact. He'll earn himself a trip to the line. John, this is a great way to try and manufacture points if you're struggling offensively, and that is to get yourself to the line.
No doubt, it helps when you get stops on the defensive end. You can get out in transition before the defense can set up.
Well, this time it's the Croatians who want to call a timeout. We'll take a break from Madrid in the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup.
Ne treba nam pik, idi odmah bježi dole. Oslobodi prodor kad ga upušta i pas. U redu, neću pik. Kada su usmjeravanja, ne treba nam pik, bježi dole. Bježi dole jer ti otvaraju prodor.
Both of these teams played in the World Cup in 2010 when these championships were held in Turkey. France finished in 13th position, Croatia in 14th. Both advanced to the top 16 phase. Wouldn't they love to go one step further by getting to the quarterfinals? And John, does this shooting by the French early on surprise you?
It sure does, especially from two-point range, where out of the 24 teams in group play, in the group phase, they were first in two-point percentage, 62%. We see tonight they're struggling, they're just at 25%, 3 out of 12.
As Nicolas Batum steps to the charity stripe for his 2 shots. Averaged 13 points per game last season with the Portland Trailblazers. John, how important is the pregame shoot-around and the practice sessions you get in a new facility? Do you need to adjust, get used to the rims, get used to the background lighting?
No doubt, every arena is different. This is a very nice arena. We see how dark it is outside of the court. The court is illuminated, but outside, you know, each court is different. You want to get to see how far the backboard comes out from behind. You definitely want to get that comfort zone as a shooter. Get as many shots up as you can.
Batum goes 1 for 2 from the line. End line ball for the French. Diot's runner with a kiss off the glass, up and good. Antoine Diot with the bucket.
That's an impressive move. He showed a great touch, one-handed shot. He got it over Zordi.
So Diot trying to provide the French a spark off the bench. They trail by just 3. Damian Rudej, his shot blocked by Rudy Gobert. I think John Gobert might have got that one with his elbow.
That's right, I was going to say. Blocked it with his forearm. He is so long, Gobert. Watch this play. There it is.
Wow. Great timing by Rudy Gobert. And John, as a defender, and if you're guarding on the perimeter, does it help knowing you've got that shot blocker at the back of the defense? You can take a few more chances guarding on the perimeter.
Yeah, we've seen what the Spanish defenders do, especially. They have great perimeter defenders, and then that just makes their job all the more easier when they've got those shot blockers and great length inside to protect them if their guys are able to get past them.
We'll see the Spanish later on this evening as they square off against Senegal. Our congratulations to Senegal for advancing to this stage of the competition. Evan Fournier fades on the pick. Now he's stripped. Stripped by Dario Saric. It's a 3-on-3 for the Croatians. Gobert on the perimeter to guard Ukic. Ukic wants to try and get Zoric on the block to exploit the mismatch with Fournier. Instead, he'll give it to Rudej, and Rudej knocks down the 3.
Well, that was great defense by Gobert, keeping Ukic out of the paint, but you do not want to leave Rudej open. As we see right there, he's very effective when he's got his feet set and gets a clean look at the basket.
Croatia lead by 6. Nicolas Batum trying to have that difference. Again, Batum with another miss from the perimeter. Here's Ukic for Croatia. Batum just 2 for 5 from the floor. Foul on Diot, Antoine Diot. It's the First team foul on the French. Ukic around Zoric's screen. And his shot gets wedged between rim and backboard. That is officially a jump ball, and on the alternating possession, it will go to France. So Thomas Hertel comes back for France, as does Gelabal. Flo Pietrus is in for the French as well. Hertel with a two-man game. Gobert into the low post. Gobert, he'll draw the trap and move it on to Fournier. Fournier rises, and that shot is off the mark. Even Fournier 0 for 3 so far. Right now, France go 4 along the baseline. Here's the high screen for Hertel. Now it's Gobert's turn to offer himself as his ball screen. Fournier slices to the basket. Good drive by Evan Fournier, and it's good to see him, John, get his opening basket this evening.
That's very important. We see him finish a difficult shot, going to his left and finish with his left through traffic.
When the jump shot isn't going for you, get yourself to the rim. Nice drive by Evan Fournier in the left hand. Simon. Ball reversal to Ukic. Looking to pass down to the low post to Zoric. This foul on, it's on Gobert, who's trying to defend in the low post.
You see him extending his arm bar. You cannot extend that arm bar. You can use the arm bar to get leverage, but you just can't extend it like we saw him do on that play.
What is it, John? You stay inside the cylinder of your body?
You just don't want to, you want to keep your arm bar set. You can't extend it from that position. You definitely cannot use your hands. You got to use your forearm in that situation.
So Gobert still a developing prospect. You saw him this summer. You were impressed with what you saw from Rudy Gobert this summer?
Oh yeah, you see him in the open court. The guy can run. You've seen him.
Ukic with a deep three, wouldn't drop.
He's also been very good on pick and roll coverage, keeping those guys, keeping the guards from turning the corner.
Gelabal gets in the lane, and he'll rise for a baby jump shot over Tomic. Tomic does just enough to put the shot off.
Again, we see Croatian defenders contesting every shot of the French.
So past the midway mark here of the second quarter. Croatia with a 4-point lead. Both teams struggling to find some offensive efficiency. Oh, good spin by Tomic on the baseline, and he gets called for the offensive foul as he hooks Boris Diaw.
Yeah, we saw them. They wanted to get the ball into Tomic. They made a few passes, kept the ball. They like Tomic. His height advantage against Boris Diaw, but Boris Diaw gets down low. He pushes him. We see Tomic right here. He's going to use his off arm to get a little bit, uses the contact with Diaw. Right there, he holds Diaw back. That's what the referee whistled him for on that violation.
And quick feet to get around Boris Diaw. He's quick for his size as well. Gelabal kicks. Fournier's going to rise for the three. He's got it, and Fournier emotes. You can see what it meant to him there.
You made a good call. He came off, scored that layup, and I'm sure that gave him the extra confidence he needed to hit that open shot right now.
Well, Fournier enjoyed making that three. You can see what it meant to him. He'll rise in stature and confidence, no doubt from that. Backdoor cut to Simon, not on, and Tomic almost lost it. Shot clock at 2. Rudes is going to let the shot fly. It doesn't fall. France come back the other way. A chance now for the French to get their noses in front. They trail by 1, and Fournier was desperate to get the basketball from Hertel. John, how much did you like that? You make a jump shot. Did you want to get that ball right back, get another touch as soon as you possibly could?
Oh yeah, that's definitely a good feeling. When you've got that feeling that if you're going to get a touch, you're going to score right now. Fournier's got that confidence. We see him celebrate after scoring that play. That was an important basket, cut the lead to 1.
And then the French come down and they make a mistake. It's a moving screen, and The viewers didn't see, but John, you had a grimace. That was an annoying foul from an offensive point of view.
Especially after they're making a nice run, getting back in this game. You do not want to turn over like that. It wasn't necessary.
Step back three by Lafayette. He can't make the French pay for their mistake. Quick shot from the Croatians.
They've really struggled offensively in this quarter. Only 3 points so far they've been able to put on the board. That was on Šarić's fast break three-pointer. Bring it up in transition.
48 probes. Give it to Hertel. Hertel gets the baseline screen. And it's just spacing, I think, there, John. You know, people generally want to throw a hard pass to the corner, and they measure the pass with enough pace, as Hertel did, not realizing that Gelabal had cut in a little bit, pass too strong for him.
Yeah, and also Simon did a good job rotating over there to make that a tough reception.
Here's a lucky fan who got his hands on the ball in the front row. Tomic kicks to Lafayette. Lafayette, one dribble, and the shot won't fall for him. Fournier now. Fournier 1-on-3. Fournier to the basket. Count it! Well, Fournier's feeling it, John. He went 1-on-3, and those breaks end up in one of two ways. You either make the bucket and get an attaboy, or you miss it, and the substitute's going right to the scorer's table.
Yeah, because that's basically 1-on-4, 1-on-3. We see him coming back there. Lafayette got caught with his hand in there. Fournier showing us good strength and good ability with the ball, especially in open court, getting to the basket.
Just misses the end one. You and I have been waiting for Fournier's breakout game. Could this be it?
We saw a little bit of his last game. Definitely his last game was his best game so far. Trying to continue on that.
France's last game, a win against Iran. They won 81-76 to secure third position in Group A. Here's Lafayette trying to break down Hertel. He'll settle for the mid-range jumper, and that is nothing but nylon.
Big basket for Croatia. Still have that clinging to that 1-point lead, but they'd struggle to get points on the board in this quarter.
Lafayette's first basket of the evening. Hertel turns the corner on the screen. His floater won't drop. Tomic knocks it to a Croatian teammate. Lafayette fans out. Bogdanovic wants it against Fournier. These two guys might see each other next year as Bogdanovic is headed to the nets. He'll step back against Fournier. Hey, he'll get the shooter's roll.
He got the shooter's roll, but I'll tell you what, he is deadly from the post, especially he likes those turnarounds on either end of the block. Very good shooting those turnaround shots. Difficult to defend.
You see the Croatian fans in their characteristic checkerboard pattern, and somehow Hertel goes to the basket.
Nice
It's
screen
an easy
by,
two.
Yes, Liam, nice screen by Pietrus. All of a sudden gave him a lot of daylight and an easy look.
Hertel with 2 points this evening. 1:20 to play here before halftime. Simon's step back shot. That draws iron, and Gobert clears the boards for the French. Another opportunity for the French to take a lead. Fournier really feeling it, and it wouldn't just drop for him. And this time a foul on Oliver Lafayette.
How about Pietrus? This guy is hustling. He's all over the court. We see him pick up already his second offensive rebound. Drew the foul on Lafayette. It's going to be 2 shots because Croatia's already committed 5 team fouls.
Here's the foul by Lafayette. And I think Lafayette had a little word with Pietrus. He thought maybe he was acting a bit, and Pietrus says, "No, man, you pushed me out of bounds." That's a nice touch. It's a good sportsmanship between the two players.
They know each other. They both, Lafayette has played in Valencia. Pietrus also has played in Valencia.
So Pietrus knots it up at double deuces across the board, 22 all. And Pietrus gets France ahead by 1. Luka Ukic, steady point guard for the Croatians. Hit the high screen, and Marcotta picks and pops. One dribble to set up the shot. That draws iron. Hertel gets it across the midcourt stripe for France. Fans out, avoids the double team and keeps his dribble alive. To Gobert. Batum moves after he feeds the post and then goes right back to the post. And John, it's just Gobert. He's a huge prospect, but he's still the unfinished product.
Yeah, you'd like to see him just go up with it right there. He had good position. He had both of his feet in the paint. Just go up with that shot, Rudy. And we see Nico Batum telling him just throw it down.
Well, Croatia takes a timeout. They trail by 1. It's 23-22 here in Madrid. Here's a look at the statistics thus far. France, slowly their shooting percentage from inside the arc creeping up. They're just shooting at 20% the first quarter. Now they're close to 40%, much more respectable. And here's some bench scoring. John, 13 points on the bench for France. And Evan Fournier has 7 of those. There's a wonderful spectacle here in La Palacio de Deportes in Madrid. The dancing girls are entertaining the fans, and John, we're just so pleased and privileged to be here. We spent a week together in Granada, and now we're here in the capital of Spain in the knockout phase of the competition. There's Fournier with his 7 points.
Yeah, he's been important. He's very important, giving some offensive production off that bench.
Less than 30 seconds to play. Each team should get a possession as we get ready to head for the changing rooms at halftime. Shot clock now under 10. Ukic, here's the mismatch on Gobert. Is he gonna break him down in the dribble? Ukic rises, and Gobert with a block. Kept alive by Flo Pietrus. Can France score to finish the first half? Jelaball's pass. Shimon picks it up and lets fly. Oh, back of the rim. So terrific block by Rudy Gobert, but France can't turn it into points. And at the end of 1 quarter of play, I beg your pardon, 1 half of play in Madrid, as you look at the block from Rudy Gobert, France with a 1-point lead against Croatia. There's your score, France 23 and Croatia 22. John, here are the statistics, and you can see right there, top left of your screen, France starting to slowly get better from the floor.
They've actually shot better than Croatia, 7 out of 18 compared to the Croatians.
And the France redressed the deficit they faced on the Battle of the Boards. They're now +3. John, France have 18 shots, Croatia 24. Does that worry you at all if you're Coach Collet? You're not getting as many opportunities to score as your opponent?
Well, they're struggling coming up with second chance points. I think what I think Croatia's just done a great job running the French three-pointers off the line, and then they're stepping up to contest their shots from mid-range, and also they've been able to defend close to the basket, single coverage, and France have just struggled to get anything done around the basket. We saw a little bit of improvement, but that was off of transition plays.
It is a low-scoring half for both teams. We've seen France put 30 points on in a quarter before, so could account for some nerves. And as my partner says, we're in a new arena. You're being entertained there by the dancing girls. Here's a look at the distribution of scoring. Bogdanovic leads the Croatians with 11. He's had a strong first half. We'll come back and join us in 10 minutes for continuing coverage of the knockout phase of the competition. This is the FIBA Basketball 2014 World Cup.
Sube la copa. Un aplauso para las mascotas oficiales. Ole y Ho. All the music we're listening to today is from 40 Principales, official radio format of the FIBA Basketball World Cup. La música de hoy la tenemos gentileza de 40 Principales, la radiofórmula oficial de la Copa del Mundo de Baloncesto España 2014. Do not forget to download the official application of the FIBA World Cup to the FIBA Game Center. It's time to get the latest news, the results, schedule, live scores, videos, news, and much more. Follow FIBA for the latest updates on the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Here are some tweets we have already received. Siga @FIBA para las últimas actualizaciones en la Copa del Mundo de Baloncesto. For example, Murphy's is writing, Spain 2014 France-Croatia match game. With France and pushing all, Croatia is capable of saying them at home. Comics, Crusoe. One more tweet, this time from Alex Fishman. I'm excited to see what Dario Saric can do against France in the first round. Hopefully, we see him go against Spain.
One man's trash, that's another man's come up. Baby like, oh, let me see that selling site. I'm like, yo, that's $50 for a t-shirt. Limited edition, let's do some simple edition. $50 for a t-shirt, that's just a nigga. I call it, getting swindled and flipped. I call it, getting killed by this. That shirt, hell no. Now we're the same 46 other people in this club as I have like a week gang. Pick up my telescope, trying to get girls in my brain, and you have a wall.
Pues ahí la tienes ya en pantalla y con ese chicote queremos ver a la gente más divertida de la grada en el Palacio de Deportes de la Comunidad de Madrid. Monte, balón oficial de la Copa del Mundo FIBA, quiere hacerte bailar. Hombre, ahí tenemos a alguien. Que alguien avise por favor a ese grupo de personas. Queremos que movéis el esqueleto. Estamos con la Dance Card de Monte, balón oficial de la Copa del Mundo FIBA. Si te gusta bailar, estás de enhorabuena. Ese es el rollo. Vamos a bailar un poquito. Buenas tardes, Madrid. You like a movie? Dancing. Eso es. Queremos que te diviertas con nosotros. A ver esos chicos con la camiseta. de Brasil, hermanados con España, esa bandera me gusta. A ver los amigos. Échate un bailecito. ¿Bailamos? ¿Qué va, please? Dancing, dancing. Hello. Ese es el rollo.
Welcome back to Madrid. Welcome back to La Palacio de Deportes here in the capital city of Spain. We're in the knockout phase of the competition in the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup. And it is halftime here in this encounter, this all-European encounter between France and Croatia. Look at some of the highlights from action throughout the first half. There's a thunderous dunk by Rudy Gobert. The score at halftime, France lead Croatia 23-22. And John, I think we're both surprised by how maybe nervous, tentative both of these teams have been in the first half. They have just 23 and 22 points respectively after 20 minutes of play.
It is surprising to see these teams shoot so poorly. France actually led all 24 teams coming into this game. They averaged, their shooting percentage from two-point range was at 62% coming in. Croatia, on the other hand, they shot pretty well coming in also, 50, I think it's around 55% from two-point range. Again, that hasn't been the case tonight. Both teams have struggled, especially close to the basket, where we're accustomed to see them hit a high percentage of their shots.
Well, there's your score, 23-22. John, you might feel like you're watching some of your sons play with a score like that at halftime.
Boy, yeah, this is surprising. You have so many players on the floor that can put points on the board. I'm sure they'll come out and we'll see a lot more points in the second half. So far, Bogdanovic has scored 11, and that's half of their team's point.
Well, if you're just joining us, welcome to Madrid. Bienvenidos. It is Croatia in the red, France in the white uniforms. We have a technical flaw here and just waiting to get that sorted out. This is an all-European encounter. France qualified for these World Championships, now known as the Basketball World Cup, as the champions of Europe. They won the European Championship in 2013 in Ljubljana, Slovenia. Croatia earned their spot here at the top table of international basketball competition by finishing 4th in Eurobasket 2013. Again, this is the 8th encounter between these two teams. France hold a 4-3 overall record. These two teams last met in Eurobasket 2009 when Eurobasket was held in Poland. France beat the Croatians twice in those European Championships. Finally, in the 5th place game, France won 69-62. Well, we still have a technical flaw. Leon, so, John, the players are going to come back out and get another warm-up.
They're going to ice these players even more. Leon, they were sent back off the court. The three-point shooting clock that's above the backboard is malfunctioning on the French side of the court. And so give these players a little bit more of a chance to warm up.
John, have you've been through this in your career where there's been a technical flaw, you come out of the halftime change room, you go through your warm-up, you're ready to play, and then all of a sudden you've got to go back. I mean, is this disconcerting for players?
Honestly, it bothered me a lot. Probably bothered me more than it should have. Things like this used to, tick me off as a player. It shouldn't have, but it's got to be part of the game. The players just have to adjust.
This is the 17th edition of the Running for the Naismith Trophy. Used to be known as the World Championships. Now it is the World Cup. It'll be the 2014 version, held every 4 years. And the first time this championship was held was way back in 1950 in Argentina. There were just 10 teams in those 1950 championships. France is one of the original 10. In some ways, so is Croatia, because it was a Yugoslavia team that were one of the original 10 teams. See Croatia, John, how many tremendous Croatian players over the years have played for those Yugoslav teams?
Yeah, it's tremendous, the talent that comes out of that country. Several have gone on to the NBA. Several have starred in Europe as well. You see this team, they're so tall. We're watching them warm up right now. This is incredible height. Half their team is 6'10" or taller.
Tremendous length on the Croatian team. 1994 was the first time that the NBA players were allowed to participate here in the World Cup. And now we have a tournament this year with, I think, as many as 50 NBA players throughout the teams that started in the group phase. On the floor here, we have quite a few. We know Bojan Bogdanovic, John's going to go to the Nets next year for Croatia. For France, it's Fournier, Diaw, Gobert, Nicolas Batum. Any other players, John, you think who might ultimately be able to get to the NBA in their career?
Oh, certainly, Liam. You see Laverne, his draft rights are held. You see some young players. Jelabal has played in the NBA in the past. His career's not over. There's some talented players up and down. You mentioned there's 50 NBA players, but indirectly, that number would be closer to 60-something if you include players where their draft rights are held that will eventually end up over there, you would imagine.
Ante Tomic drafted in 2008 by the Utah Jazz in the second round. That's Rudy Gobert you see there for France. Gobert played in the NBA Summer League this year, and the Utah Jazz last year just averaged 2 points per game and 3 rebounds, but he's a burgeoning young talent. You like what you see with him, John?
I like his lateral quickness. I like his agility. I like how he runs up and down the floor. And how can you not like the length that he comes with?
We know, of course, that Boris Diaw comes off the NBA championship with the Spurs, but not just the NBA, John, players here in the EuroLeague. We know Ante Tomic plays his basketball here in Spain for Barcelona in the EuroLeague. Bogdanovic played for Fenerbahce last year in the EuroLeague.
Bukic with Panathinaikos.
Zoric, number 14, played in Spain with Malaga earlier in his career.
He moved on to Fenerbahce. They're going to be tough this year in EuroLeague. They've made some changes to their roster. It's going to be very fun to watch when that competition gets going.
Some of the Croatian players play for Croatian clubs, and they compete in the Adriatic League, a league which includes the ex-Yugoslav countries. So just part of the fabric of the World Cup, players from all over the world. This is a clash between two European powers. Later on tonight, we'll see a clash between the hosts Spain and Senegal from the FIBA Africa's region. So we can't wait for that. Well, we hope for a more explosive second half here. The players should be well and truly loose by now, having 2 sets of warm-ups. First possession to the Croatians in the red uniforms. And France dig in and try and stop. The Croatians, as they give an early touch to Tomic. Tomic's turnaround is off the mark, and Diaw grabs the rebound for Les Bleus of France. Here's Lovern, top of the key to Batum. France come out with Fournier, Batum, Lovern, Diaw, and Diop. Diaw, top of the key, shot clock running down. Baseline jump shot by Geoffrey Lovern, and John, he's a player, classic four, can face the basket, knock down these shots.
Yeah, he's very accurate when he gets his feet set, because he dips a little bit, gather to go up. He's very accurate when he's got time and space.
France draw first blood here in the second half. Bogdanovic rises from the free throw line, that's off the mark. Tomic can't keep it alive. Tomic says to the referee, it was last touched by France, but referee has none of it. Clean look by Bogdanovic. He couldn't knock it down. He has 11 points, does Bogdanovic for Croatia. He leads all scorers in the building at the moment. Batum, just the handoff, guarded closely by Bogdanovic. Batum rises for the three, no good. That's a great matchup between two players with good size who can play on the perimeter. Simon bounce pass to Tomic, behind the back. Šarić, he can't finish. But Ante Tomic showing the great hands.
Great passing
vision.
skills.
Yeah.
Great passing skills. Ante Tomic, give him the ball because he's going to make things happen. Nice pass with his left. Šarić wasn't able to finish on the reverse layup.
Good vision by Ante Tomic. That was a pass that Boris Diaw would be proud of. Batum rattles home the jump shot.
The French are very effective with those handoffs. We see it this time, it was Diaw that gave the handoff. Batum came off sharply.
Croatia come out with Bogdanovic, Simon, Šarić, Tomic, and Ukic. Šarić in the low post, going at Batum. Showing good patience, backing down Batum. John, did you like this? You know, you give it into the post player, and he's slowly trying to attack his defender, and the other players are just finding space, waiting for something to happen, or do you want a little more fluency in the offense?
Well, you definitely want the players off the ball to move, just to occupy their players. A lot of times you're going to come up with an easy look because everybody tends to look at the ball, so you can go cut behind your opponent's head.
Good defense by France, but in keeping it alive, Diaw gives it to Bogdanovic. Simon wide open for the three, and there's Croatia's first basket in the second half. They trail by 2.
And that's their second three-pointer of the game. Simon, we know he can hit it.
Diaw's going to try his hand at a three, and he tickles the twines. Boris Diaw, that was nothing but net.
And he didn't hesitate either. As soon as he got the ball, he squared up and hit it.
Boris Diaw, and this is his first basket of the evening. He's 0 for 4 in the first half. Good pass inside to Bogdanovic. He draws the attention of Diaw and says, you know what, big fella, I'm going to take you out here to the perimeter and see how you handle that. Diaw, pass ahead to Lovern, a beautiful touch pass to Diaw. And Diaw holds Šarić on his back and then sportingly turns and says, are you okay?
Yeah, but unfortunately, if you're France, that was a sportsmanship play by Diaw, but unfortunately, he's not going to get any free throws on this effort. Faked Šarić off his feet, but he was not in the act of shooting, as he had Šarić laying on his back.
We'll take a timeout in the action. France lead Croatia 30-25. Well, that is a fitting little promo. Who will be #1 in Eurobasket 2015? Because right now we've got the European champions from 2013 against the team that came away in 4th. Croatia lost the bronze medal to a Spain team that we're going to see later on tonight. John, France have come out of the change room a little sharper than the Croatians.
Yeah, they've been effective. You see they're forcing the tempo. They're so much better in transition game. That's what they want to do. They want to get out and run after getting the stops on the defensive end.
It'll be end line play for France. See what Coach Collet conjures up. We should come out in man-to-man defense. And Batum, from second off the screen, he spills it. He's annoyed with the referee. Batum thought he was, I beg your pardon, Diao thought he was stripped.
You need to see that. You do not want to turn the ball over coming out of an out of bounds, especially in a timeout situation.
Ukic kicks to the corner. Šarić to Bogdanović. Simon feathers a pass inside to Tomic. Tomic spins, a left-handed shot, and that shows the quality of Anthony Tomic.
You do not want him, if you're France, you don't want Tomic to get touches in the post. Laverne's going to have to deny those passes inside. Make it a little bit more difficult for him to receive the ball.
Laverne picks and then dives to the bucket. Kick it out to Dio, who draws the foul on Roko Ukic.
Again, we see Croatia running the French shooters off the three-point line, making them make the extra pass.
Diao picks and pops, shovels a pass to Laverne, who steps through. Draws the foul here on Krunoslav Simon.
Shooting fouls. 2 shots for Laverne in this situation. We see very few free throws up until now.
That's a good observation, partner. France just shot 5 free throws in the first half, and Croatia went to the line just once. They were 1 for 2.
Yeah, that's rare that you see so few free throws.
And you're on it again. You're on your game. Unbelievable. Good spot. France 31-27. Laverne nets the free throws. Well, Šarić tried to make the extra pass in the corner, and Bogdanović was trying to sneak back door.
I think in this case, Šarić knew before he got the ball, he knew what he was going to do with it once he got it. Saw a shooter in the corner.
Batum, his pass intended for Dio, broken up by Krunoslav Simon. Turnover by the French, good D by Croatia as they shoot a passing lane. There's the pass to Šarić in the corner. His shot, no good. Now can France break? Here's Dio in the open court. They've got a 3-on-2. A little pass to Fournier, who lays it up and in.
Great execution. Nice pass by Dio. Good read on that. I don't know if there's any other way he could have got the ball there. To Fournier, he was able to finish with a nice lob pass.
Well, Fournier should feel very pleased that Coach Collet has started him here in this second half. On the strength of his good 7-point performance in the first half. Now with the rebound, Fournier in the open court. Fournier in the open court. Fournier is going to go the distance. Count it!
Again, we see him finish with his left. He's been great going to the basket and able to finish, absorbing contact. He's now leading his team with scoring. That's 11 points so far.
Well, John, we've been privileged to see France many times. I've seen him in the practice. Look what he means to Fournier as he beats his chest. And the French players have been very good with him. The veteran French players. This is Fournier's, first foray into the senior national team, and Batum and Diao have been very encouraging, when he misses shots. So he's starting to repay his teammates for their faith.
That's true. We saw that. We sat right by their bench. His teammates would repeatedly come over to them, tell him to keep his head up, keep shooting.
Batum denies the pass into Bogdanović. Simon's shot is short. You wonder, will Rapesha go to his bench and try and shake things up for the Croatians? They trail by 9 now. Here's a chance for France to make it a double-digit lead. Bogdanović is asking the baseline referee to talk to the trail referee. So it'll be France ball on the end line. A worried look by Coach Yasmin Repesha. Batum, bounce pass to Fournier, who rises and goes to the line again.
Seemed like he hung in the air for some time, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. He hung up there. He got the contact.
Surprised he wasn't able to finish. He's typically finished these plays.
The ability to hang, and he gets himself a trip to the charity stripe. Fournier played for the Nuggets last year. Started in the France Pro A League with Nanterre. Two-time French League Rising Star Award in 2011, 2012, and he has a bright future now with the national team. Fournier had to work hard to chase Simon off screens, but Lafayette's pass was off the mark.
Poor execution there. You see the stagger screen for Simon here. Just an errant pass. Lafayette expecting to come off tighter off that screen.
Croatia come out in a 2-3 zone. Fournier took a quick three. Coach Collet slightly annoyed by that quick shot. Well, Lafayette, the crossover dribble, sent the teardrop shot, but Lafayette couldn't find the strings. Here's the zone from the Croatian. It's two-guard front. Again, Fournier. Again, the miss.
That's a better shot. A few more touches on offense, and he had a closer look. Was unable to connect.
Zoric squares the face against Lovern. And John, that's just a little too easy for Luka Zoric.
That's a good observation. If you're Lovern, you have to get up there, put a hand up. Zoric can shoot from mid-range distance.
To the short corner, Lovern draws the attention to three red jerseys. Now into Diao in the heart of the defense. Diao loses it. Diao picks it up. Lovern in the corner, and there's the versatility of Geoffrey Lovern as he steps away from the basket and knocks down the three.
Yeah, we see a nice pass to him in the corner, at his feet set. Saw him hit a few in Granada. He can hit that shot.
France stay in their man-to-man defense. This foul on Nicolas Batum. Bogdanovic, John, stuck on those 11 points. He hasn't had a lot of looks, to be honest.
See, French are definitely keying on him. Batum's not giving him anything easy.
Simon loves that little runner. He's rewarded with a trip to the line. This foul here on Mikel Gelabal, who's just come into the game for France. Coming across the forehead. Simon played formerly with Unicaja Malaga Club and Andalucia in the ACB. Came up with the Zagreb club, but now plays in Kuban, Lokomotiv Kuban. Knocks down the second free throw. Croatians extend some pressure up the floor. Diao wisely avoids the double team. Diao off the mark. So Croatia get what they want out of the full court press. They increase the tempo of the game. Simon drops a pass to Zoric. Couldn't quite grab it, Luka Zoric, but he comes up with it now. And the pass intercepted by Batman. Here goes Nico Batum with an easy dunk.
That's an important play by France. We see Batum coming from the weak side, shot the gap. So quick, such a great reach. Read the play perfectly. Converted the turnover into 2 points.
France, their largest lead, 12 points. Šarić's pass intended for Zoric, a little too intricate. So Bogdanovic has to commit the foul. Some signs of nerves, John, by the Croatians. They trail by 12, and they may be facing a 14-point deficit here in the next few seconds.
Yeah, things seem to be slipping away right now for Croatia. Bogdanovic stops this fast break. But this team already has 5 team fouls. So it's going to be 2 free throws for Batum.
Nicolas Batum going to try and extend this French lead. He started with the Le Mans, France club, the Pro A League in France. Member of the European Championship winning side last summer in Slovenia. Bogdanovic on the wing. He's a screen from Tomic. Marcotta in the game, and this pass intercepted by Nicolas Batum. What's he got for us this time? Another two-handed cram jam by Nicolas Batum.
Tell you what, Boris Diaw set this play up. Basically defended 2 players here, and they gave Batum a chance to shoot the gap and finish with the 2-hand slam.
Well, France lead 46-30 against Croatia, and the Croatian fans are none too happy. This is the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup in Madrid. Well, John, there is time for Croatia to get back in this. They trail by 16, but the body language of the Croatian players going to the bench, it's very much like they're disconsolate fans in the crowd. They seem to lack energy and lack a little, shall we say, va-va-va-voom, as the French would say.
Yeah, they look a little sluggish, to be honest. They've got to play with a little bit more of a sense of urgency here. Coming down the stretch, only 11 minutes left to play in this game. France has already matched their scoring output of the entire first half in these first 9 minutes. 23 points.
These two teams met in the preparation period in a little tournament in Pau, France. France won 81-71. Do those things weigh on your mind at all, John, as a player?
You know, in this case, I'm not sure it would. They've already played 5 pool games.
Tomic had a good seal inside. Lafayette couldn't quite get him the ball. Marcotta gets the rebound for Croatia. Lafayette with a 3. That's in and out. Tomic keeps it alive. Bogdanovic lays it up and in. And if you're going to get yourself back in a game, you need these hustle plays. This one by Tomic as he gets an offensive tip to Bogdanovic.
It was actually 4 chances they had at the basket there.
Bogdanovic almost steals the ball from Batum this time. Now Batum's going to line up against Damian Marcotta. His 3 won't fall. Croatia, chance to carve out this deficit as we bring the third quarter to a close. Simon again into Tomic. That's a terrific pass. And Tomic with a great seal against Flo Pietrus.
Yeah, he gave Simon a great target. Both of his feet firmly in the paint. He was able to finish just by outstretching Pietrus and getting to the basket.
France want to make sure they get the last shot here in the third quarter. Diaw on the perimeter. Simon with a good bit of defense against Jelibal in the post, and now the Croatians are really digging their heels in with a 2.5 seconds. Lafayette's going to let fly, and that's off the mark. Well, at the end of your third quarter of play, France lead Croatia by 12 points. It is Les Bleus of France 46, the Croatian national team 34. Get a look at some statistics, John, but I think the most promising thing for the Croatians is they came out of that halftime, I beg your pardon, that timeout at the end of the third quarter. They had 2 good possessions and they got to stop. They Croatians showing some life and some desire to get themselves back in this game.
Yeah, you saw the effort, especially they had the multi-possessions, multi-chances. Bogdanovic was finally able to finish, but I think they had 4 opportunities to shoot the ball. They were able to score that play. We saw some excellent defense. Simone was able to knock the ball out of bounds and force that turnover. And here all of a sudden, Croatia showing some life.
See some highlights, some action throughout this game. That man there, Ante Tomic, showing some deft touches inside. He has 6 points. John France did a superb job locking down Bojan Bogdanovic. He had just 2 points in that third quarter after having 11 in the first half.
Yeah, he was the one player that's quite effective in the first half. He's 5 out of 7 shooting during that first half. Definitely, they must have talked about him in the French locker room. They did a much better job defending him.
So there's still an eternity left in this game in basketball terms. 10 minutes to separate these two teams. At the moment, 12 points divide them. France with the first possession. There's your score at the end of 3, 46-34. Hertel handles the point guard for France. He'll be joined by Pietrus, Lovern, Gelabal, and Batum as Boris Diaw gets a rest for Les Bleus. Batum's jump shot over Bogdanovic, no good.
Excellent defense by Bojan there.
And then Bojan gets out and he leaks out in the break. So terrific defense by Bogdanovic. And he got his feet out in the break, got a pass ahead, an easy 2 from the Croatians. There's 10 in it now. Hertel, his pass to Lovern. Lovern moves it on one more to Flo Pietrus. Good execution by the French.
Great play by the French. You need that, especially they got to cut that scoring run. Croatia had run off a 6-0 run.
Croatia come out with Tomic, Bogdanovic. As Bogdanovic's shot finds the bottom of the net. Morkota, Lafayette, and Rudej round out the starting 5 for Croatia. Bogdanovic now with 18 points. He's had 5 quick ones here at the beginning of the fourth, I beg your pardon. A moving screen here on Geoffrey Lovern.
It's frustrating to get these fouls that are turnovers. This was not necessary. Hertel was already well on his way to the basket. Lafayette was trailing the play.
Got to keep those feet rooted to the floor when you set yourself as a screener. And it's really, John, it's the responsibility of the person using the screen to get their defender set up.
That's true. The big men cannot move their hips, cannot shift, cannot drop their shoulders. Set.
Bogdanovic, another touch on the wing. Bogdanovic for another 3, no good. Slowly, Bojan Bogdanovic trying to take the game over for the Croatians. He is their go-to man. Good crossover dribble by Hertel. Morkota commits the foul. Hertel this time uses the screen of Lovern, who keeps his feet on the floor. Lovern another step through and a finish.
Good execution by the French to get some high percentage shots near the basket. Just enough to keep Croatia out of reach.
John, Lovern keeps it simple inside. He stays to his strengths, decent footwork, and goes up strong. Now he's going to defend on Ante Tomic. Tomic again shows some terrific mobility in the low block.
Great footwork by Ante Tomic. Can go either way, right or left. You see him again finish with his left.
Croatia down by 9. France trying to get that double-digit lead again. Nice pass by Hertel to Gelabal. He can't finish. It's his own rebound. This time takes it up amongst the sea of red jerseys and converts. Tomic hands off to Rudej. Inside again to Tomic. And Tomic! Get the shot to drop. He's become a focal point in this quarter, John. A lot of touches for Ante Tomic.
Let's see if we see this replay. Liam, you don't know what he's going to do. He can go up with the right. We didn't see it earlier. He could go up with his right. He could spin back to his left. There we see him as an almost fall-away turnaround shot. Drew the contact. Wasn't able to finish, but he's got 2 free throws.
Well, Tomic will know these rims well. He played here 3 seasons with Real Madrid. This is the home arena for Real Madrid, and then did what a lot of people don't do. He went to Barcelona.
Surprised a lot of people. He had success there. Won a couple of league championships.
Such a good feel for the ball, does Tomic. Makes both free throws. Again, it's 9 for Tell, playing cat and mouse with Lafayette. Laverne straight to the basket, no call by the referee. As Tomic ends up on his backside. John, is this a good no call or was there a charge here?
I like the no call, to be honest. I'm not a fan of floppy, but Tomic might have had decent position, good enough position there to earn that call. We saw Laverne. I like to see him go aggressively to the basket the way he did in that play. Came up empty though.
First time you've seen the French, they have those fashionable short sleeve jerseys, those old school jerseys. Bogdanovic guarded now by Fournier. Another touch to Tomic, who spins on Gobert. Little head fake. Oh, Tomic! It took Rudy Gobert to school.
Tomic is putting on a clinic. He's got the ball around the basket. Excellent footwork, great fakes, great rolls, spins. We see it here. Look how quick he spins. And the key on this play is he's already dribbling when he spins, so it's not a travel. He spins back both directions and able to finish that play.
Well, Tomic might go see Rudy Gobert at the end of this game and say, hey, how about 10 euros for the lesson? Your score, France 52, Croatia 45. We'll take a break from Madrid. Looking at that score by quarter, John, 23 points in the third quarter for France. That's as many points as they had at halftime.
Yeah, we see some inconsistent scoring by both these teams. They just struggled to put points on the board. France was much better in that third quarter, excuse me.
You can see those shooting percentages going up for France in an upward direction. And right now, Croatia, 80% from the floor, doing no small measure to the fact that Ante Tomic is getting a lot of touches.
Yeah, you have a guy like Tomic. You want to feed him on the block because we see him scoring, but he's also an excellent passer. He's averaging three assists. League coming into this game.
So France's ball coming out of the timeout. Fournier has gone quiet for the French. Gobert in the high post. You can see how Tomic can really just stand off of Gobert and clog up the lane. Pertel to the corner to Jay. La ball! Counted, Jay La ball!
That was a very important shot. Croatia had cut the deficit to 7, but now it's back up to 10. You like to have your corner shooters get looks like that. Jolavali was able to convert.
Tomic again, another touch, unsurprisingly. He's had his way inside. Again, he goes at Gobert, and this time he draws the foul.
Good things are happening when Tomic gets the ball near the basket. Again, we see Rudy Gobert in single coverage, was not getting any help from his teammates. Very difficult to defend Tomic once he gets the ball, and he can put it on the floor.
That is the 4th team foul on France, the 2nd on Gobert. Makota got it! That's a deep 3 by Damir Makota.
I think he surprised everybody on that play. Just went up with it, no doubt. And he's got deep range. We saw him make one right there.
Pertel trying to find some space. He'll rise from just inside the arc and he'll rattle home the mid-range jump shot.
Good spring, very good screen by Gobert, making himself wide.
Teams have finally warmed up offensively. Bogdanovic is wrapped up by Evan Fournier.
See Tomic setting a screen off the ball. If Fournier does not make this foul, Bogdanovic has an open path to the basket. We'll see it. Markota's three-pointer.
Look at some of the fans who are enjoying themselves here in this wonderful arena. Gelabal just made the three for France last trip down the floor. This is Bojan Bogdanovic, who is actually born in Mostar, Bosnia-Herzegovina. Qualifies to play for Croatia. Started his basketball career with the Mostar club. He's heading to Brooklyn.
Bogdanovic was actually signed by Real Madrid early in his career. He played ball, also played in Murcia.
So on the held possession, you can see Tomic is locked up with Flo Pietrus. So Coach Collet goes and he gets his superstar, Nicola Batum. Batum, the first thing he does, he puts an arm around Bogdanovic and says, hey, coach has seen enough of you. I'm come to lock you down. Bogdanovic goes up Batum in the low post.
Watch the turnaround baseline. Oh, he went towards the basket.
Flo Pietrus came from the help side, blocked the shot. Rudez's shot draws front rim, and Lafayette with the long rebound. Terrific pass to Tomic, and Tomic with the lay-in.
Good things normally going to happen if you get that many chances at the basket. We see France hustling to come up with those loose balls. They finally convert.
Now Croatia are within 2 possessions. They trail by 6. Batum gonna try and make Bogdanovic pay for cheating on defense. He hit every bit of the basket but the bottom. Lafayette to Rudez in the corner, wouldn't fall.
You know, Leon, that's where you want shooting that shot. Normally very accurate. Rudez shooting from the perimeter.
Bogdanovic with the tactical foul, just his second. And the team's second, so good foul discipline so far from the Croatians. 6 points in it. It's getting lively here in the arena. Some whistles. Hertel with a terrific fake to send Tomic sailing. Hertel now, a push pass, finally to Gelabal. Voila!
Beautiful ball movement by the French team. Great execution, spotting the open man, making the extra pass.
Well, Gelabal with a timely 3 for France to make the difference 9. Again, another touch for Ante Tomic. Looks left, looks right, spins Flo Pietrus in the reverse layup, and Tomic right now is just unstoppable.
That looks too easy. Pietrus is a good post defender. We saw him push Tomic out, didn't matter.
Tomic with 16, Nicola Batum with a 3 of his own, no good. 7 in it. Rudez steps into a good-looking 3, just rims out. Johnny had everything squared. His feet, hips, and shoulders were pointed at the basket. Rudez just couldn't knock it down.
2 good looks at the basket. Unfortunately for the Croatians, he was unable to connect.
Hertel's pass a little too low for Gelabal to catch and shoot. Now Diao gonna make something happen. His right-handed shot, no good. Tomic with the rebound. Couldn't find Bogdanovic.
He thought better of it. That was a wise play by Tomic. Run their half-court offense and get him the ball on the block.
Tomic draws the foul on Pietrus. Pietrus says, you're gonna have to earn your points from the line, big fella.
Well, he has really done some work in this second half, particularly as of late. Nobody has been able to stop him. As we see the French team continue to play single coverage on defense.
Yeah, there you go, John. Something to think about. So we see right now that the Croatians are getting tremendous joy by giving touches to Tomic. What do you do if you're France to counter? Do you send a guard from the perimeter double? Do you bring someone from the weak side to double? What are your thoughts?
Well, the one thing is France has that 7-point lead, so they can afford to give up some twos, perhaps. They do not want to give up the 3-point looks. So it's probably the correct decision by Vincent Collet to make Tomic work for his points and stay at home on the perimeter. Do not give up any open looks from the 3-point range.
Tomic 3 for 4 from the free throw line. He's going to come out, John. I think this is just going to be a quick break for him with less than 3 minutes. Will Tomic get a drink of water, a blow, and then get right back in this?
You can see he's winded. Surely he'll be back in the game soon.
Šarić checks in, the number 8 for Croatia. He's an offensive weapon himself. France with less than 3 to play. They lead by 6. Would love to score here just to make it a 3-possession game. Hertel almost dispossessed from behind by Lafayette. Hertel with a 3. Oh, voila! Thomas Hertel strings it.
And the best thing about that offense for France, they ran the shot clock all the way down.
Marcotte, extra pass to Simon. Bogdanovic tries to cut back door. Marcotte's shot no good. Who's got it? Great hustle by Lafayette, but he touched it last.
That was a tough shot by Marcotte, dribbling to his left, trying to get freed up for a 3-point look. Lafayette hustles after the ball. We see Hertel with a tough shot from 3. Gives him a little bit more breathing room going in the final 2 minutes.
Hertel with 7 points for the French on the evening. Exactly 2 minutes to play. Hertel against Lafayette. Gets in the lane and spills it. Simon moves it ahead to Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic's going to go at Diaw and score. We've already seen one block by Diaw. He couldn't get to Bogdanovic on this one.
Bogdanovic, I was watching that. I was curious if he's going to pull up from 3. He decided to go take it to the basket. It was a tough finish.
Seven in it. Nicola Batum wants the ball in his hands. And now Diaw's going to go in the low post. Now Diaw drops a pass to Pietrus, who lays it up and in.
Boy, Diaw's got such great quickness. Just split the double team. As soon as that double team came over, he just split it, just like they weren't there. Got to the middle. Nice little flip pass. As we see it here to Pietrus.
Pietrus with the finger roll to finish now. Still time for Croatia. Here's Bogdanovic, a good demonstration of how to catch and shoot. That's pure.
Caught that ball right at head level. Didn't bring it down, went straight up.
John, do you like this decision by Hertel? He goes to the basket, 1 on 3, and I think Batum's having a word with him right now, saying, hey, buddy, let's slow it down here.
Yeah, you want to work the clock down, definitely. We're looking at a 6-point advantage, but for some reason he misses this play. You come back to haunt you. You got to manage that clock. Right now, Croatia's still in this game. It's a 2-possession game. Minute 18. Free throw's very important for Hertel.
This one particularly important. 7 means that the Croatians need it 3 times. Hertel makes 1 of 2. Bogdanovic.
See if he rises from back here. He's got good range.
Goes to the left hand on Diaw. His shot deflected. I mean, big part, his pass deflected. And John, when do Croatia come back with Tomic now?
Well, right now they've got to score the 3 ball. And if they can get closer, Tomic will definitely, if they need a 2-point basket, he's definitely going to be substituted into the game. Right now, they got to play catch up. They don't have a whole lot of time.
There's a big free throws for Krunoslav Simon. Makes the first.
And if you look at the players on the Croatian team right now on the floor, all 5 of them are threats from 3-point distance. Marcotte can shoot it, as well as their other big man, Šarić.
Big free throws by Simon, who makes them both. 5 points the difference, 1:05 to play. Croatia have a foul to give. Some pressure up the floor. Who touched it last? And the referee says it's France. The refs confer and they agree. It'll be French ball. Excellent refereeing.
Nice play by Lafayette to get in there, sneak in there and get his hand on it, on the pass, wasn't able to control it.
So sideline ball for the French. Simon really trying to lock down Gé la ball. Hurtel flashes back to it. There's the trap. And Šarić steps in and steals it
Pull up
for
for three.
Croatia. Bogdanović! Striker for Bogdanović! 66-64.
They're back in it, 2-point deficit. Croatian just fighting. Great defense in the back court, pressuring the ball, set two good screens.
Well, the shot from Bogdanović brings Croatia to within 2. It's France 66, Croatia 64, and Bogdanović loves it. Well, John, I think I maybe questioned the Croatians at the end of the third quarter. They didn't look like they had energy. Their body language was wrong, but they fought hard in this quarter.
I think we saw them go to that timeout. Represa must have had some good things to say that got their attention, because we've seen them come out since that last timeout with just a different sense of urgency.
At one stage, the Croatians were down by 16. They've been down by double digits throughout most of this second half. So Vincent Collet calls a timeout. It will advance the ball into France's quarter court. I think each team, John, it's hard to read the scoreboard, but one timeout left for each team. And Dion in the game for France. So France have both point guards in the game right now for their sure-handed ball handling ability. Batum into Dion. Dion might have got away with a push. Dion with a shot from the corner for France. No good. Lafayette with the rebound. Croatia need a 2 to tie, and 3 puts them ahead. Who gets the touch?
See, Bogdanović is the man Croatia wants with the ball in his hands.
Bogdanović against Batum. He's going to send him a long 3. No good. Dion with the rebound, and he's fouled right away.
France dodges a bullet, and they were able to come up with the defensive rebound. You know, we've seen France struggle against Iran to close out that game. They were up by what seemed like a comfortable margin. The Iranians came back and made it a game at the end. Same thing here with Croatia.
Well, the foul by Lafayette, his 4th personal foul and the team's 4th. Batum returns it to Hurtel, who's trapped. I think the Croatians are trying to foul, John, but let me get your thoughts on this, because you got somebody buried in a trap and you got an 8-second count. You might just keep him there.
Yes, I don't think they realized actually how bad that was. We see 16.8 remaining. It's not actually the shot clock, but they were in danger. They had to get that ball across half court. Could have elected to play just straight defense there.
So Hurtel steps to the free throw line. He makes the first, does Thomas Hurtel. Hurtel 2 of 3 from the line this evening, making 3 of 4. And Coach Rapesha wants to take a timeout, so Croatia will advance the ball into their quarter court. And John, you're facing a 4-point deficit. You drop a play, you go for a 2 or a 3. Does it matter at this stage?
At this point, you want to score quickly. If the 3 is there, you take it. If the 2 is there, you also take it. And then they've done a good job of defending, especially in the back court. They don't have a whole lot of time here. They've got to get something quick.
Story of the game from the free throw line. Both teams reasonably well. What's a team average you'd like to achieve?
Well, you want to be in the 80s if it's possible. The high 80s is excellent. Typically, we see most teams average in the 70%.
Well, the camera crew do a great job to get you all the sights, scenes, sounds of the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup. Now, John, it is France's ball, but it's the Croatians who actually called the timeout because, I beg your pardon, Croatia's ball. Here's Šarić.
Good defense by the French.
Returns to Simon, who rises for the three. That won't fall. The long rebound goes to Pietrus. France play keep away. And the French are going to go on and win this one with 7 seconds to go. They lead by 4 after the 2 free throws by Hertel. Croatia are going to see their FIBA World Cup campaign come to an end.
That was excellent defense on that out-of-bounds play. France really made it difficult just to get that ball in bounds, and once they did, Simon was several feet away from that three-point line. Came up short on his shot attempt.
Roko Ukic on the Croatian bench. Here's Nikola Batum. Makes the first free throw. Batum, 14 points and a short performance from him this evening.
Impacted the game with those 2 steals that resulted in breakaway buckets.
This is the second. Simon with the rebound, 5 points in it. Simon's gonna set up a deep 3, that's no good. Lafayette with the rebound, and that won't fall. And so your final score in the first knockout game here in Madrid, France beat Croatia. The score 69-64. So France have booked themselves a place in the quarterfinals. They can sit back and relax and watch this evening's game. We hope you'll join us as well. It's Spain versus Senegal to come. And Croatia will say adios to Spain and adios to Madrid. John, maybe just a thought on the Croatian team, what your thoughts are on how they played today and what their future is?
Croatia, we know they have a very talented roster. They just were not able to, they did not look comfortable, looked a little sluggish out there. They were able to come back towards the end of the game. But I'm sure we're going to see them come back. That's a very talented roster.
Look how close this game was, just 1 point in it between the battle of the boards. 1 point, 1 steal difference. France with the 15 turnovers. They want to reduce those. Croatia didn't play badly, 11. There's Batum with his 14 points. Bogdanovic with 27 points in the losing effort. Ante Tomic had 17 for Croatia, the only 2 players in double digits. France had 4 players in double digits. Hertel with 10, Fournier with 13, Gelabal with 11. There's Fournier. John, a breakout game for him.
Yeah, he was excited. You saw him after the game celebrating this victory.
Šarić with his 7 rebounds. Bogdanovic helping out as well. Tomic with 6 boards to go with his 17 points. Well, this has been action from Madrid in the knockout phase of the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup. Join us for Spain and Senegal to come later on tonight.